Part of the context we're in here is the United States Congress is at a place where it has not done anything comprehensive as it relates to climate or energy for a very, very long time. And it looks like it could remain stalemated depending on the outcome of the 2016 elections. So the real game has been with the President of the United States and with executive agencies. We actually made 200 recommendations in this report that is called Powering Forward. That's also the name of the book. But it's about something different, the book is, than that report. But we made 200 recommendations at their request, and there were a variety of really important things that the President of the United States could do to push a climate and a clean energy agenda at the agency level with executive action, with executive directives. And we made those recommendations, and one of the things that came from our discussions, we convened stakeholders from around the country to really be able to provide that report. We tried to do it in a very bipartisan way. We tried to involve a variety of different sectors, bring great diversity to the conversation. And one of the things that became clear to us is that of all the things that the President of the United States could do, the Clean Power Plan, or at the time it was called just Rule 111D, when it was coming to them, it was probably the most important thing. So when Adele calls the Clean Power Plan one of the most important and significant environmental regulations of our time, I think that's probably right. And Governor Whitman, who's a better historian about environment, and the EPA as a former administrator, may have some quibble with that about whether there were other things, particularly early on, that might have been more important for the time. But for our time, the Clean Power Plan, and I've heard people in the administration talk about it as the crown jewel of the President's Climate Action Plan. So remember, the President announced his Climate Action Plan on June the 25th of 2013. And one of the things he said was he was going to ask the EPA to develop a proposed rule by June the 1st of 2014. The EPA did that, a 111D, and they called it the Clean Power Plan. That's when the proposal came out. They were to finalize that rule a year later. That final rule was published in August of 2015, so this past summer. So that's sort of the history of the President and the Clean Power Plan. But internationally, COP21 in Paris provides us with a context for this as well. No other time in the history of the world have 187 nations provided a declaration about what they would do about their own emissions, and likewise, 196 states or 197 countries came together and signed or agreed upon an accord that will be signed on Earth Day, April 22nd in New York City. So in another couple of months, we'll have the signature of the representatives from nations around the world, and it will be the most significant declaration.